Hey y'all, this is Jennifer, and today's Monday, and I am participating in the Simon Says Stamp Monday Challenge this week, and the theme this week is It's a Man Thing. So we're just going to try for the most masculine thing we can, and we're kind of in luck because I just ordered these stamps this week. I got these in. They are the Professor. I've been watching people do some pretty amazing things with it. And it's a really nice set. It's called The Professor, and the number on it is CMS 373. It's by Stampers Anonymous, and it's in the Tim Holtz collection. So we're going to play with that. And I've already cut my paper down. This is the paper that I'm using this week. It's mixed media cardstock. And I have cut it down to 8x8 to fit into my spiral journal. So that's what I'm working with today. So let's see what we can do. All right, I'm going to put my paper down here, and we're going to just use sprays this week. We're going to use the Distress Oxide sprays, and I've got 3 pick colors out here. I've got Gathered Twigs, Antique Linen, and Tea Dye, and I'm hoping that's going to be a pretty good mix. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to wet the paper a little bit, and then I'm just going to take the Gathered Twigs, and I'm going to spray just a little. Okay, now that I'm happy with those inks, I'm going to take a stencil. This is called Stripes. It is from the Tim Holtz collection as well, from Stampers Anonymous. The number on that is THS004. And I'm going to just take it right there. And I'm going to take the Distress Grip Paste. This is the translucent. And I just got this in. People have been doing some wonderful things with that. So we're going to see what we can do. So I'm just going to take it and do a little bit here and there. You don't need a whole bunch. It just needs to kind of be even with the stencil. So I did that. I'm going to just pick it up and bring it over. Whoops, not crooked. Do it straight. And then just do some more down this way, I think. All right, pull that up. While this is wet, I'm going to take it and I'll put it in my black box on top of that paper towel. And I'm going to take these are the Distress Embossing Glazes. This one is a vintage photo. And I'm just going to sprinkle some on top of those little . Now, it's got that nice shine to it, and it's got a bit of different colors. Kind of gives it a grungy look. Okay, and then we're going to do a little bit of stamping, not a lot, because my images are going to be stamped, so I'm going to do a little bit of stamping in the background. So for that, I'm going to use Vintage Photo. I'm going to use the Vintage Photo archival ink. And I'm going to use the Stampers Anonymous set Mixed Media CMS 125. And that's just going to, again, add a little bit of grunginess to it. Just going to take this and wipe it off. Now, one of the problems with using embossing glazes and embossing powders is you can get stuff on your stamps. And if your stamps get nasty, then they won't cling. So you want to make sure you keep that clean when you're putting your fingers on it so that it stays on your card. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp some images for our page. We're going to use the professor and probably some of his other little goodies. And we're going to just stamp some of these images. Now I'm going to use my Tim Holtz stamp platform for that. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is figure out where I want to put what images I want. Ta-da! Okay. The thing about a stamping tool is you can apply more ink. And you can stamp it again. Okay, so I just see that's a pretty good image. There's a little bit of a detail in there with him, so I mean, I could have stamped it a time or two more, but I'm happy with him. We're gonna kind of distress him up, grunge him up a little bit anyway, so we're not gonna worry about it. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my handy dandy scissors and I'm gonna fussy cut these little items out, and I am not gonna put you through the torture of watching that, so we'll be back in just a minute. Now, I've got this little, I don't know what this is, kind of dial, and then I've got, of course, the professor, and I've got a couple of light bulbs here, very industrial looking light bulbs. First of all, I'm gonna take this guy here, put it in my splat box, and I'm gonna just kind of spray it up. Spray some distress oxide on it, and then heat that up and see what happens. So this is a new trick I learned from watching a designer on Instagram. Her name is Stacy Hutchinson. Just take the grit paste and you just kind of go around the edges a little bit, just in different little areas, see what we get. I don't know, this is kind of a new trick for me, so we'll just see how it goes. As that's dried, I'm gonna move these little guys out of the way. I don't want them getting messed up. So I'm gonna take this one and I'm going to take some rusty hinge. Let's see. This may not be a good one. I may need to use the other one, but we'll try it with this one first. I'm just gonna take that and see if I can't paint these. Yeah, a little bit more. Okay. What do we think? Definitely needs practice. But it's gonna go behind him anyway, so it's not that big a deal. It's just gonna be part of the collage. Now, I've gathered a few little cards and things. I'm a sucker for cigar boxes. So as you can see, it's just a matter of finding things that you like and that you might possibly use and could possibly go with your project and your theme. Okay, we're going to take our Distress Collage medium. It's a matte. And then we're just going to seal these up. We're going to seal this professor up. The thing about sealing it is you can basically use all kinds of mediums. And I'm going to seal them up because I'm going to use I think I'm going to use water crayons. Okay, now these are sealed and this is dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, and as you see under here, there's kind of a little palette. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to clean that ink off real good, dry it up with a dirty rag. All right, and then we have a nice surface here to color. We can use our Distress crayons, and you can just take it and just dabble a little bit on there. And then you can take water brush like so, and then just pick up a little bit of that color. That's that. Okay, so we're gonna heat set these and we're gonna let them dry. I need something to hold these little buggers down because they are flying away from me. So yeah, we're just gonna dry it. And again, this is really a first attempt with crayons and figuring them out. Just playing with them after the demo, that's all. Okay, this is our background that we have done the Distress Oxides, and we've done a little bit of stamping, and we've done the Distress Embossing Glaze and some grit paste, translucent grit paste. I'm not 100% pleased with this background, but what the wonderful thing about embellishments is we can kind of fix it. So I'm going to take my blending tool and the ground espresso, and we're going to distress the edges of these images. They're kind of clean. This image right here is just he's kind of clean, so we're going to dirty him up a smidge with the Distress Oxide. I'm going to take this background and I'm going to take these pieces that I've distressed and I'm just going to play with it a little bit to see what I may want to stick down and how I may want to do it. In the meantime, I grabbed some of these little gears as well. So we may use a couple of these just to kind of finish the look. We'll see. So I have, I think, come up with a layout that kind of makes me happy. I'm going to move this down some because I wasn't real pleased with the way that image stamped. So I'm going to cover it up a good chunk of it and then do this like that maybe, or this like that. And then that can be glued down. Now I have different plans for this, so real quick I'm going to get my collage medium and a paintbrush. I'm going to take these little light bulbs. I think so far they're my favorite out of the project. And I'm going to pop dot those. That part's done. I'm thinking that I want a few gears maybe stuck up on things or under things. What do we want to do? We're just going to stick them under some things. Now that I've got all my little pieces on there, kind of feel like I should have put an eyelet there. That would have been much better. Next thing I'm going to do is just distress the edges, I think, and see if that makes me happy. We'll see what we end up with. I'm really hating those wires. So, thinking, and that always gets me in trouble, but I'm thinking that that needs to be cleaned up. So we're fixing to clean that up. It'll be okay. Let me get some stuff. And then we're just gonna call that not much better. Not much better, but it'll be okay. I'm not 100% happy. It's a little bit better than it was, but definitely not great. Okay, so we're gonna get some glue, and we're not gonna play with that. It's not wanting to stick on the Distress Embossing Glaze. And we're gonna just take this. We're gonna make it stick. How about that? We're gonna put some 3-in-1 on there. We'll let that sit. That will fill the holes. And then I am going to stick these down. And let that sit. Now I think that I'm done with that to a certain extent. I'm going to use a distress tool though, and I'm going to distress the edges since that's kind of crinkly. So we'll see what that does for me. Here we go. This is a distressing tool by Tonic. It's Tim Holtz. And you just take it and you just kind of run it along the edges to distress the paper. And it gives it an older, you know, distressed look. Hence the word distressing tool. Okay, that's that. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Please check out the links below for other ways to follow me. In the description below, there will be a list of supplies that we used in the video today. Enjoy. Thanks.